Protests continue in Sanford and all across Florida after the killing of Trayvon Martin. Geraldo Rivera dropped by Fox and Friends to place the blame for the incident where he said it really belongs: on Martin's hooded sweatshirt.
I think the hoodie is as much responsible for Trayvon Martin's death as George Zimmerman was. I'll bet you money, if he didn't have that hoodie on, that nutty neighborhood watch guy wouldn't have responded in that violent and aggressive way.
Thousands attended a rally in Sanford Thursday where civil rights leader Al Sharpton spoke, saying, "We cannot allow a precedent when a man can just kill one of us and then walk out with the murder weapon. We don't want good enough. We want George Zimmerman in court with handcuffs behind his back." Fox and Friends also seemed to criticize a Million Hoodie March earlier in the week that was attended by Martin's parents. More protests were planned for Friday and the weekend.
Hi, I'm Renee, and I'm here to talk about the whole Trayvon Martin situation with George Zimmerman, and particularly talking about what Geraldo Rivera said online and in news. I think people need to stop with this, what Geraldo Rivera has been saying, taking his words and taking out of context. You know, was it wrong for him to say that hoodies was just to blame for his death? Yeah, it was, and ignorant for him to say that, but I don't think it was wrong when he urges parents, and particularly to the Black and Latino parents, to not let their kids go outside middle of the night with hoodies and pants below their ankles. You know, it creates a perception that we ourselves created in this stereotypical world. And is it fair? No, but we don't change that because we don't change ourselves. We are quick to judge people that we don't know about. But that perception, that thought process is changed once you know that person. You know, which is not fair, and it's when it's convenient for them, they'll use that argument. You know, I know growing up, you know, when I was younger, you know, and, you know, growing up in Bushwick, Williamsburg, and Jersey City, you know, it wasn't the best neighborhoods, you know, and walking at 12, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, if you like walking up and you're approaching a group of people and they're wearing hoodies, you know, like this, you know, wearing hoodies like this, and you can't even see their face, you know, in the middle of the night, you're going to like feel like not safe, especially if you have your kids around you. So what my mother did and my father, we crossed the street. Does it make me racist for them? No, it doesn't make me racist. It makes life is about percentages. You're never going to be in a situation where you're 100% safe. So what you do is you pick the situation where you're more safer. So my mother thought we were safer and crossing the street, because you never know what a person would do. When Trayvon was walking around in a hoodie, 3, 4 in the morning, I don't know what time it was. Was it wrong that he got mugged down by a racist guy? Yeah, it was real. It was messed up. But when Geraldo said, I guarantee if he wasn't wearing a hoodie, you know, that he probably wouldn't get shot. You know what? He's probably right. If he's walking, I guarantee if he's walking with the hoodie off, or probably not even wearing a hoodie, or let's just say he's wearing a suit. I'm pretty sure in high 90% that he probably doesn't get shot, because his perception is he wouldn't be perceived as a criminal, a gangster, you know, or anything like that. You know, it's messed up. I understand this, but let's stop focusing on the negative. What needs to be focused on is George Zimmerman, and not what Geraldo Rivera. All these media types like just extract what they want to take from somebody's comments and thoughts and make a mockery out of it, get ratings for themselves, and it's wrong, you know. I know if you're growing up in a neighborhood that is full of Crips, and for the people that don't know what Crips are, the gang that's affiliated with the color blue. Are you gonna tell your kids, or are you yourself going to walk around that neighborhood wearing a red You know, is it okay to wear red? Yeah, it's perfectly fine to wear red. But is it smart to wear red? Probably not. Because most likely you probably will get stomped on. You probably get approached. The people that are around you, could be endangered also because of his affiliation to you. It's a lot of things that happen, and it's not. Is it fair? No, but that's the world we live in. You know. If you have a problem with this, then don't turn your head when someone asks you, "Hey, did you see this crime being committed by these Crips over there?" No, I didn't see nothing. They turned the other way. So if you want people's perception to change, you have to change yourselves. Point simple and point blank. I know I'll probably be bashed, or the comments is gonna come out the yin yang, but it is what it is. If a girl, would you tell your daughter to wear a mini skirt and nothing but a tube top, walking around 2, 3 in the morning? No. Why? She's perfectly fine to wear that. Right? She's within the rules, and the laws and rules. She's perfectly fine to walk. She's okay to walk down the street middle of the night like that. But would you advise your daughter or your niece, your sister, your mother, hopefully not, to walk down? No, because more than likely she's going to be harassed. And if the wrong guy or female goes up to her, she could be raped, assaulted, murdered. The possibilities are endless. Percentages. That's what all this life is about. So it's not focus on what the negative or what he's saying, and focus on what the message he's trying to say. He didn't particularly talk about black and Latino. He said particularly, but he's talking about white, Asian, black, Hispanic, Muslim, anybody, yellow, purple, green. He's talking about everybody. But because of where we live in, the minorities that mostly get talked about is blacks and Latinos, unfortunately. When convenience stores get robbed, do they get robbed with people that are wearing suits, button downs? No. Most likely they're being robbed by people that have hoodies, masks, and all that. I'm sorry, it is what it is. So you can just comment on my video, and I guess I'll respond to you. You know, just do so respectfully. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to, say anything bad about people. But we live in a stereotypical world, and this is created by us. Good day.